Having the space to build a PrintNC machine isn't enough. You also need a dedicated space to actually use it. Building a table like the one I'll show here kills two birds with one stone. You get a suitably large space to build the machine and a permanent home for it as well. The table I'm building is 1500 millimeters wide by 1100 millimeters deep and is roughly 900 millimeters high. In a later episode, I'll add an enclosure to the table, and that's going to increase the overall height to about 1.7 meters. I sized the table to fit the defaults that the PrintNC calculator starts with. This gives plenty of clearance around the machine for things like the E-chain that carries the cabling along the right side of the machine. The table is built from two sub-assemblies, a lower table and an upper table. The four legs join these two assemblies to make a complete table. Later on, I'll add drawers and the electrical enclosure as separate assemblies. Due to technical difficulties with the previously recorded video, we're jumping right in at the point where the technical difficulties mysteriously resolved themselves. Okay, so what we're going to do now is work on the legs. Each leg is 845 millimeters high, and they're made from regular 4x4s. On the bottom of each is a plate, like so. I'll show images as to how this is built right now. Okay? And these require 1/4 by 20 inserts. And I don't know if I've shown you folks yet. This is the wheel that we're going to use for each one of these things. This is kind of a neat self-leveling, well, it's not self-leveling, it's a leveling wheel. And it's got a ratchet in it that every time you turn it, it extends this rubber foot. And when the machine is ready to be used, I will go ahead and get the table leveled using these, and it won't roll around anymore. But these do not fit the bottoms of these. That's what these things are all about, right? Okay, so I have pre-drilled the holes in these things for the little barbs in the T-nut. And of course the neighbor's dog has to get in on the act, right? And these just go together like so. And you can either use a bolt and a washer to draw those in, okay? Or you can just use a vise. I think I'm just going to use a vise. Anyway, once we have all these prepped, I'm going to use screws to attach these to the feet of each 4x4, or the bottom of each 4x4. And then we can start building the table. These don't have to be completely tightened. The idea is just to pull the T-nut below the surface of the plywood. In this case, I'm using more 12mm Baltic birch, primarily because my screws, or the bolts that I have for this, are only a 1/2 inch long. So I couldn't use the 3/4 inch material that I wanted to use. And that's fine. It's just how it worked out. Instead of going to the store and buying another box of bolts, I just sucked it up and change the plan a little bit. Always get that wrong. Okay, you know how the rest of this goes. I'm not going to make you watch the whole thing. Okay, so now we are going to go ahead and drill pilot holes for the mounting screws. And we'll repeat that another 3 times and then move on. Okay, so I now have that bottom piece attached with a pipe clamp to keep from going anywhere. And now I'm going to put 4 1.5-inch screws into it. Going into end grain is normally a bad idea, but in this use case, it's okay. And I do that 3 more times. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is attach the legs to the bottom of the table. The table legs, if you hadn't noticed before, are pre-drilled and pre-countersunk for the 5/16" bolts that I'm going to be using. But the ends of the 2x4s have not been drilled. So what I'll be doing is clamping them in place, drilling the holes, and getting the bolts installed. So let's do that. Okay, so each one is labeled, and you can tell, or you can see here that I've got my 2 holes. So we're going to set this right here. I'll be slightly annoyed that it's longer than it should be because this is a little bit problematic. But we'll go ahead and I'll grab a clamp and we'll clamp that into place and then drill it. But we also want to make sure that we get it square. So where, oh where is my little square at? Hark, square. Square, square, a wonderful thing. What I'll do is drill 1 hole, set a bolt, and go from there. Gotta get that thing as tight in there as I can get it. Okay, drill time. Just made it. Just made it. Tools. I need tools and hardware and things. That's bizarre. Okay, so take our bolt, stick the bolt through the hole, slap the washer on that thing. And these bolts are 5/16 by 3.5 inches. There's one. Check to make sure we are still square. We're looking okay. So we grab another bolt. We got to drill that hole first though, don't we? Check that again. Yeah, we are good. So now I'll go ahead and do the other 3. So now that I've got all 4 legs on the table, it's time to get the wheels on. So let us do that now. That is the right one. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm gonna need better tools for this. Oh, getting too old for this nonsense, huh? There we go. That's one. And I'll go do the other 3. Okay, so got all the legs bolted down, got the wheels on it, and now it's time to set it on the floor because the tabletop frame is next to be installed. So let's see if I can't do this without hurting myself. Look at that. That worked out very nice. Okay. We're getting there, slowly but surely. You can now see right about where the tabletop's going to be. It's going to be even with that surface. So, yeah, okay. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and set the tabletop frame in. Like so. The problems with using dimensional lumber is sometimes it will twist. And that's what I got a little bit going on here. But that's easy enough to fix. So what I'm going to do is get some clamps on this and straighten it out. There we go. It's a precision adjustment tool, right? Hammer. I think I'm gonna go get another clamp so I can tighten this end down, and we'll go from there. It's the mating call of the wild lummox. Square check again. Let's see what all that did to it. Yeah, it's off there. Less off there. Actually, it's dead on there. Well, screw it. I'm gonna run with it. You only live once, right? Yes, all that faffing about was getting tools. Because again, there's no prepared like unprepared, right? There's a lot of content creators that spend a great deal of time getting everything just right. And I just try to get it right. Didn't have to be perfect. It just has to get the job done. Oh look, there went all my nuts and other hardware. Huh. There's a "that's what she said" in there somewhere, isn't there? We'll just leave that alone. Oh, there it went. I like the rollers on these adjustable height casters. They're very smooth. There we go. I got to do the other side. I'm going to finish this and I'll get back to you folks. Okay, everything's all bolted up. The frame is good. It's nice and solid. I got the wheels on. And this is where I'm going to end this video. I'm going to split it into two parts because I don't want to make any more hour-long videos. It was too much. This may even get broken into more than two parts because there's a lot to cover. And that's pretty much it. The next section is going to cover the shear plate that goes in the back here, and the drawer box that needs to be installed yet, and the tabletop. The tabletop kind of has to be installed before the drawer box because the tabletop is held in with pocket screws. I've got pocket screw holes all the way around this perimeter, and each one of the cross braces has pocket holes in it. So that's where I'm going to cut it. I thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, whatever. I'm just doing this because it's interesting. I'll see you guys in the next video. And gals. There better be gals watching this. Women need CNC stuff too. See you guys.